My birthday came and went like a ghost nobody saw. I sat alone in my room, staring at the cake I bought myself, while laughter and music from my cousin's lavish party echoed through the house. My family didn't even notice I was missing. Before we start, let us know in the comment section where you're watching from. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. I woke up excited. Today was my 16th birthday. I thought my family would surprise me like they always did for my cousin, MIA. I waited all morning, but nobody said a word. Mom was busy planning Mia's party, and Dad was out getting decorations. I checked my phone, no messages. By noon, I realized they had forgotten. My heart sank. I went to the bakery and got myself a small chocolate cake. It felt pathetic, but I didn't want to see a wider tea home. The house was alive with Mia's party prep. Balloons, streamers, and a huge cake filled the living room. I sat in my room, cutting my cake alone. Nobody knocked. Nobody cared. I heard Ma laughing downstairs, and it stung. Why was her day so special, but mine wasn't? Mia's party started at 6 p.m. The house was packed with relatives, friends, and neighbors. I peeked from the stairs, watching everyone sing for MIA. She wore a sparkly dress and a tiara. My family cheered as she cut her huge cake. I wasn't invited, not even as a guest. I felt like a stranger in my own home that I went back to my room and tried to drown out the noise with music. My phone buzzed, a text from my friend Sarah. "Happy birthday," she wrote. At least someone remembered. I told her what happened, and she was mad for me. "Come to my place tomorrow," she said. It felt good to know someone cared. The house was a mess from Mia's party. Dirty plates and cups were everywhere. Mom asked me to help clean, not even mentioning my birthday. I scrubbed dishes in silence, feeling invisible. Dad walked in, talking about how great Mia's party was. I wanted to scream, but I just nodded. Later, I went to Sarah's house. She hugged me and gave me a cupcake with a candle. "You deserve better," she said. We watched movies and laughed. For the first time in days, I felt okay. But deep down, I wondered why my family forgot me. A week later, Mom called a family meeting. I thought maybe they'd apologize, but it was about Mia's school awards. Everyone praised her, and I sat there, ignored again. I spoke up, "What about my birthday?" The room went quiet. Mom looked confused, then said, "Oh, honey, we were so busy." That was it. No sorry. I felt my face get hot. I ran to my room and slammed the door. Why was Mia always the star? I wrote in my journal, pouring out my anger. Sarah texted me to hang out again. I decided I'd focus on people who actually cared about me. I was tired of being invisible. At school, I told Sarah I wanted to do something big to make my family notice me. She suggested throwing my own party, a late birthday one. I liked the idea. We started planning, inviting friends, picking music, and getting snacks. I'd show them I didn't need their attention. That night, I asked Mom if I could use the backyard for a party. She said, "Sure, but keep it small." It wasn't much, but it was a start. I felt excited for the first time in weeks. Maybe this would make them see me. Sarah and I spent days planning my party. We made a playlist, bought streamers, and got a cheap cake from the store. I invited 10 friends from school. I didn't tell my family much, just that I was having friends over. I wanted it to be my thing, not theirs. The day before the party, I saw Mia showing off her new phone, a gift from her birthday. Nobody got me anything. I pushed the thought away and focused on decorating the backyard. Sarah helped me hang lights and set up tables. It wasn't fancy like Mia's, but it felt like mine. The party was small but fun. My friends showed up with gifts and smiles. We danced, ate cake, and played games. Sarah gave me a bracelet she made herself. For once, I felt special. I looked at the house and saw Mom peek out, but she didn't join. Nobody from my family did. Later, Mia came outside, curious. She didn't say happy birthday, just asked why she wasn't invited. I shrugged and said, "It's my party." She left, looking annoyed. I didn't care. My friends were here, and that was enough. The next morning, Mom asked about my party. I told her it was great, but I didn't say how much it hurt that nobody from the family came. She said, "That's nice," and went back to her coffee. I felt the same old sting. They still didn't get it to tea school. My friends talked about how fun the party was. It made me smile. Sarah said I should keep doing things for myself. I agreed. I was done waiting for my family to notice me. I'd make my own moments from now on. I decided to join the school art club to focus on something I loved. Painting made me feel alive, and I was good at it. Sarah joined too, and we spent afternoons creating. My first piece was a picture of a girl standing alone in a crowd. It felt like me'd home. Things didn't change. Mia got a new dress for a school dance, and everyone fussed over her. I hung my painting in my room, proud of it. Sarah said it could win a contest. I started to think maybe I could shine on my own. The school announced an art contest, and I entered my painting. Sarah helped me practice my presentation. I was nervous but excited. The winner would get their work displayed in the town hall. I dreamed of my family seeing it and finally noticing me. On contest day, I stood by my painting, explaining it to the judges. I didn't win, but I got second place. Sarah cheered louder than anyone. When I got home, I told Mom, but she just nodded and kept cooking. It hurt, but I was proud of myself anyway. Second place felt big to me. Sarah and I celebrated with ice cream after school. She said my painting was the best, even if the judges didn't think so. I started to feel like I didn't need my family's approval. I had my friends and my art home. Mia was planning her next big thing, a talent show performance. Everyone was helping her rehearse. I didn't care as much anymore. I started a new painting, one about finding my own light. It felt good to create something just for me. Mia's talent show was the talk of the house. She practiced her dance every day, and Mom and Dad were so proud. I went to the show to support a friend who was singing. Mia's performance was good, but my friend's song was amazing. I cheered loud. After, I told Mia she did great, trying to be nice. She just said, "Thanks," and walked away. I didn't let it bother me. I was starting to realize I didn't need her approval either. I had my own path now. At the art club, I met Jake, a quiet guy who loved sketching. We started talking about our favorite artists. He was kind and noticed my work. "Your paintings have heart," he said. It felt good to hear. We started hanging out more, sketching together. At home, Mia got a new laptop for school. My parents didn't even ask about my art. I showed Jake my new painting, and he loved it. I was starting to build a world outside my family, one where I mattered. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. At dinner, Mom was talking about Mia's grades again. I snapped, "Why don't you ever talk about me?" Everyone stared. Mom said I was being dramatic. I told them how much it hurt that they forgot my birthday. They looked guilty but didn't say much. I went to my room, crying. Sarah called, and I told her everything. She said my family didn't deserve me. I felt stronger hearing that. I decided to keep focusing on my art and friends, not their approval. I started speaking up more. At school, I joined the debate team with Sarah. It felt good to share my thoughts and be heard. My first debate was scary, but I did well. Jake came to watch, and his smile gave me confidence. I was finding my place. At home, things were tense. Mom tried to talk about my birthday, but I didn't want to hear excuses. I showed her my second place ribbon instead. She smiled, but it felt too late. I was moving forward without them. My art teacher told me about a summer art program in the city. It was a big deal, and she thought I should apply. I was thrilled but nervous. It cost money. I showed Mom the flyer, expecting her to say no. To my surprise, she said she'd help pay. I worked on my application with Jake and Sarah. It felt like a chance to prove myself. May overheard and said, "Good luck, you'll need it." I ignored her. This was my dream, and I wasn't letting anyone stop me. I spent weeks on my art portfolio for the program. Jake helped me pick my best pieces, and Sarah wrote me a recommendation letter. I painted a new piece, a girl breaking free from shadows. It was my favorite. I sent the application and crossed my fingers. At home, Mia was practicing for a dance recital. Everyone was focused on her again. I didn't care as much now. I had my art and my friends. If I got into the program, I'd be gone for the summer, and that felt like freedom. Waiting for the program's response was hard. I checked my email every day. Sarah kept me distracted with movie nights, and Jake sketched with me to pass the time. I started to imagine what the city would be like: new people, new art, a fresh start. Mia's recital happened, and the family went all out again. I stayed home, working on a new sketch. Dad noticed and asked about it, the first time he showed interest. I told him about the program. He said, "That's great," but it felt empty. The email came, I got into the art program. I screamed, and Sarah and Jake celebrated with me over video chat. It was a full scholarship, so I didn't even need Mom's help. I felt like I was finally being seen, even if it wasn't by my family. I told Mom and Dad at dinner. They were happy but didn't make a big deal. Emma rolled her eyes and said, "It's just art." I didn't let it ruin my moment. I was going to the city, and nothing could stop me now. I started packing for the summer program. My suitcase was full of art supplies and clothes. Sarah gave me a journal to sketch in while I was away. Jake made me a playlist for the bus ride. I felt ready for a new adventure, away from home. Mia saw my suitcase and asked where I was going. I told her about the program. She shrugged and said, "Sounds boring." I didn't care. For the first time, her words didn't hurt. I was leaving to chase my own dreams. The city was huge and loud, but I loved it. The art program was amazing. Teachers who cared, students who loved art like me. I made new friends and painted every day. My new piece was about a girl finding her light. It felt like my story. I called Sarah and Jake every week, telling them everything. They were proud. Mom called once, asking if I was okay. I said yes but kept it short. I didn't need their approval anymore. I was building my own world. The program ended with an art exhibition. My painting was displayed, and I felt so proud. Strangers complimented my work, saying it was powerful. I wished my family could see it, but I didn't need them to. I knew it was good. Sarah and Jake came to the exhibition. They hugged me and said I was a star. I realized they were my real family now, the ones who showed up. I went home feeling stronger than ever. Back home, things were the same. Mia was planning a big end-of-summer party, and my family was all about it. I didn't care. I hung my city painting in my room and started planning my next one. I had changed, even if they hadn't. I showed Mom my exhibition photos. She said, "That's nice," but didn't ask more. It didn't hurt as much anymore. I had my art, my friends, and a future I was building myself. School started, and I felt different. I joined more clubs, art, debate, and even drama. Jake and Sarah were there, cheering me on. I was good at things, and people noticed. I wasn't invisible anymore, not to the people who mattered. At home, I got a scholarship for dance. Everyone celebrated, but I didn't feel jealous. I had my own wins. I started planning for another art program next summer. I was ready to keep shining, with or without my family. A year later, I had another birthday. I didn't expect much from my family, and they didn't disappoint, just a card from Mom. But Sarah, Jake, and my new friends threw me a surprise party. We laughed, ate cake, and danced. It was perfect. That I looked at my paintings on my wall, each one a piece of my story. I wasn't the forgotten girl anymore. I had found my own light, and it was brighter than any party my family could throw. I was enough.